online lecture series for software engineering KCS 601. Myself Dr. Inderjit Kaur, Associate Professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College, Ghaziabad. In continuation to the previous lecture, in that we have studied about the testing objectives, unit testing, integration testing, system testing, and in this we will be starting with the acceptance testing and regression testing. As we know that depending upon the client needs, requirements are specified and then we go to the design phase and then we move on to the coding phase. So, for the software development process, in continuation to that there is a testing methodology being built. So, as I have said ki we start with the unit testing, we move on to the integration testing, we then do the system testing and then we move on to the acceptance testing. So, when the developer is doing the coding, the different modules are being written. So, once they are being written, they are being tested ki whether they are giving correct result as expected or no, that is doing the unit testing. And in the previous lecture also I told ki that is unit testing is done by development team. So, after my unit testing is over, we move on to the component testing ki making of the entire module ki it works successfully. We move on to the integration testing in the second step. So, integration testing is integrating the different units ki whether they are working properly as per the requested design document. Here I will match it ki whether it is working matching with the design document as we have finalized. We means here the development team, the software developers and the end user, customer. Then once we are done with integration testing positive, that means now we are ready to go for proceed for system testing. System testing is checking ki whether all the requirements they are being validated, ki my designed software is as per my listed requirements or no. If it is deviating, I will cross check it. Then again I can move on ki whether my integration testing or my unit testing is working fine with my changed system testing requirements or no. So, it is system testing is checking, tuning ki whether my software written is as per SRS or no. I will be verifying here. I means here the proper software testing team, not the developer. Developer only does unit testing, rest all they are being, these two, integration and system testing, they are being done by the testing team. Then comes the acceptance testing. Acceptance testing is what? Ki whether my written software should be properly accepted or no. Accepted by whom? Accepted by the several end users, means different clients. Here I am talking clients, or I can say end users. Whatever requirement they have listed, whether now they are accepting it or is there any change. So, if there is a change, I will again change in my requirements, I will change the design document, again there will be change in the coding part and redo of unit testing, redo of integration, redo of system, and then it will again be checked for acceptance testing. So, acceptance testing is I am going to check ki whether it is done as per listed client needs or no. So, I can define it now ki it is a formal testing method that checks ki whether my system it satisfies the business criteria or no. If no, I will move on to the listed needs, I will tune them. So, once they are being tuned, I will move on to the left part again. I will make the change in SRS. Once SRS is changed, the design document gets changed, and once design document gets changed, the different units coding also gets changed. So, that makes a lot of effort with respect to time and it cost also. Then again, acceptance test cases, they should not be in the infinite numbers, they should be normally small in numbers, whether, and they are not written with the intention of finding defects, but acceptance testing major objective, it is to satisfy the business requirements and needs. The major objective is this, ki whether I am satisfying the business requirements or there is a small change or it can be managed. Then it is performed by the client or end users with or without the assistance of testers. Ki whether my client is satisfied, ultimately aim is to deliver the quality product to the end user. That means they should be satisfied. Assistance of tester can be taken, but it is not required. Then acceptance testing is, I am evaluating the system for its entire acceptability, that is I am going to check the compliance level with respect to SRS. I am validating my software. Verification is done at the lower levels, validation occurs at the acceptance part. Then types of acceptance testing. There are two categories of acceptance testing. One is user acceptance testing, that is known as UAT. As the name suggests, it is UAT, that is it is conducted by the customer. It ensures that the system, it satisfies the contractual acceptance criteria, that is meeting the user needs or no. It ensures user acceptance testing, it ensures ki whether I am meeting the requirements. Then second is the business acceptance testing, that is BAT. BAT, that is performed by the development team. Then the major goal of performing this BAT, it is to ensure that the system passes the UAT. UAT, if it is passed, then I will move on to the BAT, business acceptance testing, because once users should accept it, then and then development organization of the supplier, they can make out the plan next. Moving on to the types of UAT, there are 6 types basically. First is how a user is accepting the software. First is alpha testing, it is done by the QA team. By the major goal of doing alpha testing, it is to imitate the real user behavior. Next is beta testing. Beta testing, it is done by the end users. It is not done by the testing team, it is done by the target users जिसको हमने product देना है, so that the product performance can be judged. The most important part for performing beta testing, I want to judge the performance of my product in various conditions. So, that is the goal of beta testing. Then third is RAT. RAT stands for Regulation Acceptance Testing, and this testing, it ensures the compliance of the software with the government norms. Ki whether I am not using any pirated kind, whether there should not be plagiarism, what are the norms for the government, what are the different policies, they should also be regulated, they should also be come in my designed software. So, we can see the importance of RAT. Then is I have signed a contract. So, let us say contract acceptance testing. It verifies ki whether my product that I am going to design, it states in the contract criteria or whether I am deviating, that is my CAT. The fifth one, that is by BAT, business acceptance testing. Some users they say ki UAT BAT is a part of UAT. When once I reach CAT, I can go for the BAT. That is business acceptance testing. It checks ki if a product it complies with the business requirement or no. If there are some changes required, the suggestions will be taken by the supplier design team. Then next last goal is ki whether it is operational successfully, whether the operation part is also being accepted, that is the OAT, operational acceptance testing. It checks ki whether the application design it provides a proper workflow or it requires any changes. Then the objectives for performing the acceptance testing, confirm that the system meets the criteria that I have listed. Then I have to identify and resolve the discrepancies if there is coming any. Then I should be able to determine the readiness of the system for cutover, so that in the real life scenarios it should be working properly. There are several testing criterias. The testing criterias for performing the acceptance testing, they are functional, correctness, completeness, accuracy, data integrity, backup, recovery, competitive edge, usability, performance, reliability, installability and upgradability, robust, confident, available, maintainable and serviceable. These are the criteria when I can perform the acceptance testing, and I can judge upon these criteria ki whether my designed software, whether my designed product should be accepted or no. These are the basis. Then next comes ki how I perform the execution. Acceptance test cases when I am writing, as I know ki I have to write them in very small number, and the purpose of writing acceptance test cases is to check ki whether I am meeting the business needs or not. So, two steps it will be performed. First is I will be checking the basic test cases in the first phase. So, in the first phase the basic test cases they will be executed. Then in the second phase will be starting only once I am satisfactory with the basic test cases. Once my first phase has given me the satisfactory result, I will move on to the second phase, and here I will perform the complex test cases. Then moving on to the acceptance test case plans, the detailed actions that I will carry. The developer, he will train the customers ki how you have to use the system. Then the developer and customers, they will coordinate if there is coming any kind of problem ki how it should be fixed in the acceptance testing. Then developer and customer, they both resolve the issue, because now they both are sitting together, the development team and the customer team, means the end user and the developers, they are sitting together in the acceptance testing phase, because now the product is ready and for deliver. If there is some leftover things, they can be managed at the same time by the developers, and they should be understood well by the customer. The purpose is doing that. So, the test plan for doing the acceptance testing is, firstly we will write the introduction, then acceptance test category is written, that is for each category of acceptance criteria I will be making the operation environment and then writing the test cases specification, because I have to write very small. So, test case ID, test case title, the objective of performing this test case and what is the procedure that I am going to opt, then when it has to held, schedule, and then who is going to be involved in this, that is the human resources. So, this is the test plan for performing the acceptance testing. Then next is to make the design activity for performing the acceptance testing. That is, a decision has to be made about the continuation of acceptance testing, seeking the first phase accepting test results. If they are satisfactory, I will be moving on to the second phase, that is, I will be writing the complex state, and if they are not satisfactory, then changes will be made to the system accordingly, so that it can move on to the next phase for the unsatisfactory test cases. So that the main aim is ki the product should be delivered successfully. So, this is the activity that I will be doing, that is, I will be writing the account number, that is a unique number, then criteria, acceptance criteria affected, that is the existing acceptance criteria, what is that, I will be listing that. Then what is the problem that was coming in the first phase, and then description of changes, if I have made some changes so that it can get accepted, what changes have been made. Then secondary technical impacts, will there be any impact on the system when I am doing the changes, then what should be the impact on the customers, who recommended these changes and who approved these changes. This is the layout I make when we customer and developers, they are performing the acceptance testing. These things they note and they proceed to the next delivery of the software product. Then next is the acceptance test activity report. Here we generate the test activity report and we make a summary report. The structure for making the test activity report is on which date the acceptance testing was done, then from where it started, that is, what was the execution, test case execution, was there any defect identification, account number, and test execution cumulative status. So, that is my activity report when I am performing the acceptance testing, and in summary I have generated ki report identifier, I have listed the main point, summary, variances, summary of results, evaluation, recommendation, what activities I have performed and who approved it. These are the summary report that is being made between developer and the customer. Next part is my regression testing. Now, my acceptance testing is all done. I am moving to the next topic, that is my regression testing. Regression testing means here I am ensuring that the changes that are being made in the fixes, they are not impacting the previously working functionality. I am already having some module that is working and I want to make some changes in that. So, once the changes they are being made, so I have to ensure that these changes they are not going to make any kind of impact on the previous working functionality, that is my regression testing. Then I can also say that this regression testing, it is retesting an application with its modified code. Some modifications in the code I have done it, and then I am going to recheck it ki whether retesting it does not have any impact on the originality of earlier functions. This is the process how my regression testing goes on. First phase is identification of bugs, second phase is modification, and third phase is selection and execution of test cases. So, in these three steps my regression testing goes on. So, first phase, as I said ki I will be identifying the bugs. How this will proceed? In the first I will go for ki where my program has failed. That means I will list out the program failure cause. So, the failure has been listed. Then the next process comes into the picture, debugging. Line by line checking of that code. So, once I am doing debugging, I will be in a condition to identify my bug, that is bug identification. So, in these three steps A, B and C, I will make my first step, that is identification of bugs. Now, I am over with the first phase of my regression testing, that is identification of bugs. Now, I have to modify. Second step is to modify. Modify means modification of source code to make it bug free. I will be doing some changes in my coding and then I will be doing retesting. So, modification of code is done in the second step here, and here I am ensuring that now it is bug free. If again there comes error, then I will repeat my first step. Then third step says ki there is a selection and execution of test cases. Various test cases will be selected depending upon the various set of inputs. Are they producing the correct output or no, and then they will be executed. Executed means I am going to check them ki the correct expected output is appearing. Now, again this third step, it is going to have in phases. The first phase is selecting the existing test cases, covering the modified and affected parts of the code. Once I have modified my source code with respect to existing test case, I will check it. I will select the existing test case over my modified programs. Then after this, I will make the new test cases if there is any requirement. If there is no requirement, if it goes well with the earlier test cases, then there is no problem, it is okay. Then C, then third step says ki I have to execute the test cases to perform the regression testing. That means ki in the last phase I will execute the test cases so that my changes, they are also being tested properly, ki whether those changes they are also giving me the correct result or no. So, in this way my regression testing is going to have in the three phases, that is my bug identification, second is my modification, and third is my selection and execution of test cases. These are the three steps for performing the regression testing. Then there are various techniques for doing the selection of test cases in the regression testing. As I have said ki in the third phase where I have to select and execute the test cases, there are various techniques available. First technique is I have to select all the test cases, they were defined earlier before doing the changes. Suppose I was having 10 already test cases. So, the regression testing says the third phase when once I have done the changes. So, those changes they should be selected, they should be retested with all these predefined test cases. Then the second technique says ki I may select any random test case and I can verify it. I can run the test cases randomly with respect to my changed code. Then third is select the modification traversing test cases. Whichever test cases will be impacted with the changed behavior of my code written, that should be selected. Then fourth says ki I may select the higher priority test cases. I may define the priority of the test cases ki this is my important module, this is my crucial module, it should be checked first ki whether this is the main logic of my program, it should be tested first. So that in that manner I may define the priority of my test cases. So once I am doing the changes in the regression testing, I can select the higher priority test case first and then the lower and then the lowest one. In this manner I may proceed for my regression testing. So this was all about my acceptance testing and regression testing. Thank you.